Yo, man, what's going on? This is your man Q, B's in the building, and Killa K's in the building as well. You're tuned in to another episode of Choppin Over Q podcast. We're going to try to be on our best behavior today because we actually have company. But Laura VJ, she can't do that. That's not her thing. But we actually have a special celebrity in the building. This is what we're going to call it. And we have Monique Judge in the building. How you doing, man?
I'm fine. I didn't know if you were done or not. I'm fine. I'm not a celebrity. I'm fine. You are a celebrity. You're the biggest fan.
Yeah, you're girl in blue now. Or lady in blue.
And I just said today, so that's not even my profile picture anymore. That's hilarious. But then when she said that, I was like, dang, that probably is how people recognize me. Maybe I should change it back.
That
I don't know.
It was the blue shirt. And what was, never mind. How's everything going? How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Hey, man, I'm groovy here just to talk my noise like always. And Kayla actually showed up, y'all.
What? What do you mean I showed up? I'm here. I'm always here. I'm always present. You always switch your stuff up at the last minute. Damn, bro.
B, how many times have we made this on her schedule? We be like, hey, Kayla, what you got going this week? I'm traveling. Oh, okay. All right, cool. That's what's up. Kayla, what you got going on this week? Man, I'm throwing a house party. Oh, all right. That's what's up.
What? When did I throw a house party?
Kayla, what's good? I'm on a yacht. Yeah, okay. Let me stop.
Oh my goodness. Whatever. Well,
it's always something with you. Last time you were like feeding panda bears or something. Then the time before that you were like fixing your glasses. Then there was the time that you were trying to cure cancer.
Oh my god.
Then there was the time that you were like riding llamas. Like there's always something with you.
Yes.
I'm sorry, man. I'm trying to live life. I'm trying to be responsible. It's a lot. It really is a lot.
It's all good.
I need to
one of us has to not be washed, so it might as well be you.
Yeah, that's true. So,
thank you for not kicking me off the show.
Oh no, never that. OG member.
Oh God.
Alright, so Monique, our internet celebrity or popular journalist, by the way. Let's go ahead. What are all the works that you've been going? Because I actually do read a lot of your articles on the Root, of course. What else you got going on?
That's okay. So that's the biggest deal is that I write daily for the Root. I'm staff writer for the Root, one of two. So I'm Monday through Friday. I write the news technically at night. I'm the overnight writer, and that's like, yeah. So, and I try to cover like issues that I feel like are important for us that people need to know or see, or just like, because sometimes we tell our stories and people try to call us liars or say it's hyperbole or something. So I want to let you know that actually it's not, because here's a thing that like really happened, and it's an example of what we be saying all along. And that's what the Root does in general.
Okay, look, man. First of all, you can't bring facts to the internet. It's the internet. You can't do that. That's not how it works.
Look at you having facts and information with sources and shit on the internet. Girl, who told you could do that?
Right.
It's not how I feel. Matter of fact, I think I heard, okay, so I remember the time when I actually need to apologize to B for this, because I think I did send this to her. A guy named Jesse Lee Peterson. I was watching one of his shows, and I forgot who they had. I think they had like David Packard or something like that on. And afterwards, after it was over, they actually had a guy on the show who was like, yeah, man, he wanted to bring facts to the show, and that's just not what it's all about. And I was like, wow, okay, that's what we're about now. That's the game. Okay. I'm sorry, Pete. I sent her a lot of stuff, by the way.
That's hilarious.
Most of it scars my retinas, but I'm here, so there you go.
We're not even going to start with half the stuff she said. But let's go ahead. We're going to actually try this. We're going to actually do this as well. So I'm actually going to give all our handles and everything at the beginning. We're going to try something different. So I am at _Q_the_great. And you can follow me at that name on Twitter as well as on, I think it's Instagram as well. Facebook, Quentin Simpson, if anybody still uses Facebook. Monique, where can people get in contact with you in case they want to?
I am at the Journalista on everything. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, everywhere on the internet. You can find me under the Journalista.
Okay. All right. Even that private Snapchat? The one you got paid like $15?
That's hilarious. I don't charge.
Oh, hey. So everybody go follow at the Journalista.
On Snapchat, because it's lit over there. It's free.
That's what I'm talking about.
I don't even really be on Snapchat like that. I go and watch other people's snaps. I don't really post my own. I like their filters, and so what I do is go take pictures with their filters and download the picture and share it on Instagram.
Yep. Snapchat is the best camera. The best camera.
Yeah, that beauty filter, boy, we having a bitch face slim down. Like, I'll be like...
Be like, is this a Vogue shoot? What is...
Right, what?
Oh, wow. See, fellas. Hey.
Fellas, what? What you gonna say? What?
Look, I just keep telling everybody, sweatpants season is upon us, and I'm still working on my prototype, and we gonna help try to level this playing field out here. But, that's all I can say. I got a couple things in the, working up here as well. Maybe get some, I do work at a technology, company, so maybe I can kind of get some stuff from them. We're gonna help, get things popping. See, always looking at me all weird. What you can do is
tell your little friends. So you can tell your little friends to quit sitting there like their phones on the counter and then like standing over it to make themselves look taller. They can stop that now. We're hip to game. They don't gotta do it no more.
Wait, some people do that.
Tell them they quit holding the phone down, trying to make themselves look taller. We know it's okay.
Wow! Oh wow! Oh wait, hold on. Like seriously, people do that.
People do a lot of shit. Like, why are you surprised?
Well, I mean, I understand the angles on the D pic, especially when she asked for it. And you're like, okay, man, I gotta make sure I gotta get the right angles on this, make sure it looks good, the light shines just right. Because ain't nothing worse if a dude send that picture and she don't answer right away, and now you sitting there thinking like, dang, did it come out right? Y'all don't have to worry about that stuff. I mean, I know most dudes. If you ain't got it, you out the game. That's just how it goes. Disagree. Go ahead.
Has anybody ever sent either of you?
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, have either of you ever gotten a dick pic from somebody and you just like sent them back like a smiley face or like?
That's fucked up. That's
Jake too. I was like, there are varying definitions of what a big dick is, right? So if you remember that day when I had the titty thread, right? And then the next day I was like, all right, the dick appreciation thread is in my DMs, fellas. Like that, right?
No.
So all these niggas started, because my DMs are closed. So all these dudes started at me like, can you DM me? I want to be able to DM you so I can show you. And I'm like, all right. So, I did it for like a few minutes, right?
And the floodgates opened.
I bet this went bad quick.
I was like this. Hold on.
Wow.
Like teeny tiny, and it's like, wow, you pretty bold. That's some arrogance or some confidence, like a motherfucker that you'll throw that little ass shit in somebody's DM. When they said, I said big dick appreciation, not fucking just dick appreciation. Nigga, I like big dick. I've written about it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't make no secret of that. And
okay, all right. I always gotta ask this. When you say tiny, how tiny are you saying?
I'm clear this nigga dick probably a good 4 or 5 inches.
Aww.
You're like,
that would probably be one of the worst things to hear if you about to get ready to lay it down and all. She be like, oh, that's so cute. Like, Yeah, you know
it's
what?
cute.
I'm going home.
True story. A long time ago, this dude I used to work with, he just kept talking me to death. How he would break my back, all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, all right, you gonna do it? Come on, after work. And I lived like right down the street from the job. I was like, come over when your shift's over, let's do it. He was like, all right. So this motherfucker shows up. First of all, he didn't have no good foreplay game, but I'm curious now because you done did all this motherfucking talking. Let's just see. Maybe you're gonna wow me with the dick. And when I put my hand down there and felt it, I was like, where is it? Is he not hard or what's going on? So I like was rubbing on it or whatever, and no, that's definitely, he was like, what's up? You got a condom? I was like, yes, nigga, but they're magnums. Like,
so you saying the baggy Jimmy ain't gonna work?
Right, how is that gonna work, sir? That shit gonna be left inside of me or something. What are you doing?
I think he has to like tie a knot in it when he puts it on.
And then listen.
So he'll just do that now.
Each other and pretend this never happened because that was ridiculous.
He'll probably say, all right, man, give me that Magnum and a rubber band. We're gonna make this work. Go ahead.
And I think niggas know when they have small dicks. So it's like, why would you even play yourself? Like, you know, you see you every day. So why are you even wasting your time and money? Especially if I specify that I like big dick. Why would you play yourself?
Thank you. Why even put yourself in that position for me to be like, oh, baby, that's cute.
Right, and then be mad at me. Nigga, you know your dick was small?
Man, see, that's why I say it all the time. If you not, fellas, this is a PSA from your homie. If you ain't got it like that, then you better be smart, funny, or you better have some money. That's the only way you're going to make it.
That's the only way you're going to make it. Plus, you better have at least some head game or something, my nigga, because that's not going to work for me. You understand?
It's not. Well, I think we might need to clarify on the PSA because you can be smart and funny and broke with a small dick, and that's really not going to do anything. Like, really, the money is your best bet.
Yeah,
like, the money's your best bet. Let's be honest here. Like, let's start there. Like, you're gonna have a lot of it, a lot. Like, not a little bit, like a lot of bits. You're gonna have a lot of money. Because I can go find a smart, funny nigga with like a 7-inch dick.
See, but here's what I think though. I think it depends if you're like barely teetering on that subpar I'm just saying, like, maybe could it be if his personality is
There's
good
no
enough?
hope. You know if your dick is small. Stop it. You know.
Well,
Stop it. You know.
If you rock it with dimples, bro, I don't know what to tell you. that's it, man.
Sad times. Sad times.
Hey, cold game, man. But I guess we go ahead and roll into our current events for the day. You know, cue the news and all that stuff. You know, also homage to the other show I do, Talking 30. You know, you can listen to Talking 30 on After Party Radio from 8 to 10 on Monday nights, Central Standard Time. And I have an alibi. I'm at my house, so I don't know what happened. So, what was that?
The game is on. Sorry.
Oh.
It's a Thursday night. My apologies. There's a football game on. My family is in the living room, and I have curtailed myself into a bedroom to record.
I thought somebody was getting straight. I said, oh, shit. B, just tell me you weren't there. No, but, yeah, okay, yeah. Follow. You can also follow the Talking 30 radio show at Talking_30 on Twitter as well as on Instagram, and you can also hit us up on Facebook. It's Talking 30 radio show on there if you want to follow us. And you know, it's a pretty dope show. You can call in everything as well. So we can get more information on that later. But the first thing we got to talk about, it's been all over the world, all over Twitter, all that stuff, is Jemele Hill. So here's let's just go ahead and go over it. So Jemele Hill, who actually works for ESPN, all the people who don't know, happened to have gotten on Twitter. I think it was on 9/11, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So she gets on, and she, I think she was actually responding to someone on her Twitter, and then she started going in about Don T. You know, everybody's what Charlamagne call him, the celebrity in chief. Because basically, it's all he is. We already know. he don't know what he don't know what he's doing, all that stuff. So she gets on and she kind of gives him a little rant and basically says that Donald Trump is a white supremacist and has surrounded himself with like people, to paraphrase. Which, is that a lie? Can you find a lie?
No.
I'm just saying, like, I didn't find a lie, and he kind of has a lot of information, evidence against him, especially with that whole situation went down in Charlottesville, and he was like, oh, no, everybody had problems on, everybody had a stake in that one. There was wrong on both sides. It's like, yeah, you're right, because, both sides were running folks over with cars or beating people up, all that stuff. That's just details, though. So then, of course, the capers for Dante came out in droves and was like, she needs to be fired. She's wrong. She's the racist because she's calling out his. That's interesting. Like, how you get called out being a racist by calling somebody else out?
Right.
So
you're racist for pointing out the racism.
Yeah, it don't make sense. But Monique, our writer, what are your thoughts on all this?
So, as a fellow Black woman journalist, which let me just say first of all, like the struggle is real for us out here as Black women in this field. Okay, so when you see us and we're in like prominent positions, please know that like that we had to work to get there. And it's not like, fortunately for me, I work for a Black media organization. So I can say, you read the root, I can say this stuff about Donald Trump and nobody's going to be like, girl, white people is watching us. Because, you know what I'm saying? But here's the other side of that. ESPN has Sage Steele, right? And she got up there and said that Black people, it was something akin to, let me not, libel her or defame her, but she basically said that Black people are more racist. That was like the gist of it, that she is more racist from Black people than from white people. They didn't have no problem with that.
That's different.
Right? And Black people were very...
Yeah, it's just like ESPN doesn't have a problem with rehiring the guy that made the Monday Night song. What was that? I can't remember. Life can't remember the guy's name, but
Hank Williams.
Hank Williams Jr.
It wasn't Hank Williams?
Yes.
Hank Williams Jr.
Okay, yeah.
And his rant about Obama, President Obama. I'm sorry, let me be respectful. About President Obama.
Was not the president that won.
Hey man, they still can say President whatever because they've been calling Jimmy Carter president ever since he retired. So damn it, we can call him President Obama still. So. But go ahead, Monique. You had something you were saying.
No, so it's like there's a definite double standard. They should have stood behind her. The other side of that is, as journalists, especially if we went to J school, we are like First Amendment is pounded into our heads for a number of reasons, right? Mm-hmm. And this is exactly her First Amendment right. Not only the right to free speech, but the right to a free press. What this administration is doing when the press says something negative about Donald Trump and then they're like, it's fake news, the media is bad. What you're definitely doing is tearing down our First Amendment right of freedom of press. Because that's the press's job. We are the watchdogs of society. We're not here to just tell you when you're doing good. We're here to tell you when you're doing bad also. That's our position in society. To inform the people and to let you know what's going on. So when someone tries to smash that down and not let it happen, dangerous thing. That's how you end up with, the kind of situations where, I wasn't trying to use that word because I feel like it gets used a lot, but that's what it is. Do you understand? And so when you allow them to get away with that and you don't call it out, that's problematic too. So that's just my take.
Man, it's so funny because the fact that ESPN decided it was a good idea to come out and say, "Oh, well, we don't approve or her views don't represent us." And I'm like, yeah, it's interesting that she didn't act them. She didn't mention them at all, but they felt a need to come out and say that, which we'll discuss a little bit more in depth.
The same network that had a fake slave auction not too long ago.
Oh yeah, but remember that was all in good taste.
Really?
Yeah. It was a fantasy football draft, and we were blowing it out of proportion, and maybe it was in poor taste, but it, the heart of the skit was there, and oh my God, we're not racist, we swear.
Yeah. And for people who don't know, it's owned by Disney.
That's true. But Disney owns everything.
So this is Disney allowing this shit to go. Right? Disney that shows your kids movies like Moana and the Frozen and all that other shit the kids like. These are the messages that they feel are okay. And they're definitely telling you the ones that they think are not okay.
Okay.
Yeah, basically.
Well, I thought it was also interesting that, what's her name? Sarah Huckabee Scammer. She got up there, good as she felt, and was like, well, no, I feel like she should be fired for those remarks. Well, girl, why do you get to make that decision? First of all, did you consult your boss about any of this? Are you just talking out of your ass? Like, I really don't, at this point, I feel like she doesn't really ever talk to Donald Trump. I don't know that they communicate. I think she just gets up there and is like, I don't know, but here's what I think. And that's just where they go with that. I don't think they're actually talking at this point. It's just odd. I don't understand how they feel like it's acceptable for them to call for the firing of a public citizen over remarks that she made. Like, and I think on Twitter somebody was pointing out, or I think many people have pointed out the fact that when Donald Trump was a private citizen, he said things about Obama all the time. Nobody called up, ABC or whatever network the Apprentice was on and was like, hey, we want him fired. We want his show pulled from the air.
Well, that's different.
Oh, my bad. I forgot.
Hey,
I forgot where I lived. My bad.
Do I have to bring, the Reverend Red from Friday on here to kind of express that to you? So he let you know, hey, that was different. Kayla, what you say, man?
Kayla got us on mute, baby. So
I know. See, that's when you get celebrity status. You just come in and say, hey, man, y'all, just let me know when it's announced. But
no, sir.
Oh man, hey, and then I think now I ain't gonna lie, I did like the fact of I liked it and I don't like because it was like hella shade on her end, and I kind of applauded, because it was like a low key diss where she was like, okay, I apologize to ESPN, for what I said. She not apologized to Don Tito, so I was like, okay, all right, she trying to throw shade just a little bit, but.
Well, I think it's one of those things where, you also have to look at it as because I think at some point, didn't they fire someone regarding some comments that they had made? I think it was like Kurt Schilling.
Yeah, Kurt Schillings.
And Linda Cohen had gotten suspended for a while over some comments that she had made. And so I think in terms of her job, I think as much as we'd like to just be like, okay, it's freedom of the press, they're actually, it's still a company. They're still a business. And if they feel like things that she said, they don't necessarily like them. But I also feel like she didn't get on air and say it either. She didn't get on her ESPN show and be like, hey guys, guess what? Donald Trump's a racist. Yeah. So it's just how, at what point do you draw the line? How you can't police her private thoughts or whatever she tweets on Twitter and fire her for that. That seems a bit gross and negligent on their part if they feel like, oh yeah, we can fire her for that. No, you can't. She's never once said that anything that she tweeted was a reflection of ESPN.
No. Now I do have this question. This is kind of, who had the biggest bombshell? Her and what she said, or Kanye when you said Bush don't like black people?
I feel like it's hers, and the reason why is because we're in a way different political climate now, and the fact that they're going after her so aggressively, right? Calling for her job publicly. In fact, I feel like the reason why she's still at ESPN is because they have intentionally made it a First Amendment issue. If people called it out as that ESPN knows they would look fucking dumb to fire her at this point.
Oh yeah, because especially I think with everything going on with Cap and everything that went on with what's the transgender lady overseas for Maybelline?
Monroe.
Yes.
Monroe Bergdorf, who actually got a new job. So, hey, girl, we see you out there.
Shout outs. But,
hey.
Here in the States, when Cap decided, hey, I'm going to say what needs to be said, and now we know he's blackballed. We know that for fact, but they just going to come out and say it. I think if ESPN would have did it, they'd have to answer all of those questions as well. It's like, oh, you let her go just because of what she stated, and then it's not. I'm like, you can pull information to show it though. That's my thing. Is like that's like me sitting there saying, "Hey V, I saw you at your house on blah blah blah," and you mad because I said no, I did see you. As a matter of fact, here's the transcripts. It's like as much as people get mad at it, it's like I can pull receipts and records from what Dante has said. So it's not slander.
Right.
Kayla, hey, you back, Kayla? What's going on, girl?
Yes, I had to break off for a little bit. My dad was like I heard somebody ringing the doorbell, and I don't answer the door when people ring the doorbell. They have to call me first. But I was like, oh, well, it's about 10 o'clock, and my dad, because my dad's birthday is tomorrow, so he's having a party tomorrow and a fight party on Saturday. So I'm like, well, I haven't heard from him all day, and it's kind of late. Maybe it's him. And I texted him and was like, was that you? And of course it was him. So him and his girlfriend had hella bags. Like I'm sweating right now.
Oh, Daddy has a birthday sex.
So I'm hot. Sorry.
All right, so what's your take on, and then we'll move on. What's your take on the whole Jemele Hill situation?
Well, to be honest, I don't know much about it, but was that the reporter that addressed racism, basically, like during the show, and the ESPN, they're trying to suspend her or fire her?
Well,
ouch. She tweeted it.
Oh, yeah. So basically, she tweeted some things out, basically calling out, racism and things like that. And of course, Dante was at the forefront of it, and basically everybody's butthurt now. That's basically.
Well, we never want to hear the truth, especially from Black people. So that's nothing new. But I did see something today where they tried to replace her with another Black reporter, and that person refused.
Oh, really?
I saw that. I wish saved that. I saw it on my timeline earlier. Something where they tried to get another Black reporter to replace her, and that person refused. And then I guess whoever her co-host is, refused to work with the proposed replacement as well. So I was like, yes, bonding together. I wish I had their names.
Hey, while you playing, they did have a lot of people come out backing her though, so that's one good thing. And of course, myself, I said, look, I don't care what goes on, we got to back her. I tell you for everybody,
who didn't back her?
We already went. Jason Whitlock.
Jason Whitlock went right on one of those Fox morning shows and cooned out, and I was like, God damn, you can't even, as a person that also is a journalist, you couldn't even this one time be like, nah. That's her First Amendment right. I'm just going to have to roll with it. Nope, you had to get on there. And then basically he was like, oh, well, if you don't want to watch her show on ESPN, you can tune into my show at this time on this day. And the white people, of course, all the Republicans are like, yeah, we'll do that. That sounds great, Jason.
But nobody watches your show. That's why you had to go on there.
White supremacists watch his show now. There you go. He's found a target demographic. White supremacists. Congrats. Merry Christmas.
This is the Tommy Sotomayor of talk radio now, or my bad, sports shows. And also, even then, they got Daryl Strawberry coked out self on there as well. Well, my bad, he's not coked out anymore. He's born again,
allegedly coked out. Relax. Allegedly.
I don't know, man. The man said he was a legend. He said during the times where he wasn't on the field, he used to go get. He said he used to go knock down fans in the back. I said, come on, dog. But
this is too much. Don't do this. Okay. What else you got?
Y'all talked about but this only thing is like, all right, man. Look, I was just feel like this. I think solidarity in these times is needed. Even if you don't agree, just say, hey, look, you know what? I don't have a comment at this moment, but as of right now, I'm not going to really say anything. But myself, I'm going to agree with you now. If I know you're wrong, I'll just put you to the side afterwards, but we're not going to do it public. That's just me. Now, speaking of other things in public, so, VJ had a couple cousins out in Florida, on her Caucasian side, and they actually decide that stealing power poles is what's up.
On my Caucasian side.
Yeah, on your Caucasian side.
Because I mixed with so many Caucasians in my family. So many.
Yeah.
So many white people in my family.
Yeah, man, you just using that fancy look a little bronzer. But, So
right. Get on with the story. I don't have time for you today.
Okay, so allegedly, there are two men who were arrested Wednesday after an officer found a utility pole strapped to the top of their vehicle in Jacksonville. And, of course, days after Irma spawns severe flooding and all that stuff goes on. So, I have a lot of questions. I'm just like, why are we stealing power poles, though? Like, why? Like, what would be the point?
Because he was going to take it to a scrap metal processing plant. The pole's worth $2,500.
That's not a lot, though.
Seriously? Or
$2,500 is not a lot of money? Well, sir, I don't know. Well, you rich then, nigga, because to me?
Hey, extra.
You rich. That's 2 months of that's not like super a lot of money, but that's 2 months of rent. I'm not mad about it. Like,
that's not even 2 months of my rent. That's like one payment and a little bit of. But
yeah, it would cover 2 months of mine, but just like barely. Like I'd have to chip in a little extra, but it would damn near cover 2 months.
$2,500 is a bad night in New Orleans.
$2,500 when you don't have any money and a hurricane just hit.
I mean,
it's a fair amount of money.
But then it's not even really incognito because it's a big ass pole. I understand. Okay, now I ain't gonna lie. Some people used to go around stealing like the copper out of window units and air conditioning units and stuff like that.
That's a racket now. Like when people are doing like house remodeling and stuff, a lot of times people will break in and steal anything valuable out of the house. So a lot of times that means stripping the pipes and stuff.
Yeah.
Damn.
I mean, it's not the craziest. The bad thing is like, why did it have to be Florida? Because, it seems like all the crazy stuff goes on in Florida. Am I just tripping, or is this how it comes off?
No.
But I think a lot of it is because I think there's this like public record, like the way their things are set up, like a lot of it gets reported more often. Is what somebody was telling me. That I don't know how true that is. But it just seems like all the stupid criminal shit happens in Florida. It really does seem that way.
Especially like that dude that called the cops on himself because somebody stole his coat. Miss Monique, what do you say about this? Would you ever go just like jacking poles because you get quick 25,000 on it? Well, so my bad, 2,500. I'm sorry.
Depends on the neighborhood. If we were like in Bumblefuck, Kentucky, where I don't have to work, where the likelihood of somebody driving by while I'm chopping down this pole is like slim to none. I mean, and where do you get the tools? Like, what do you chop down a pole with? Like a
but as good as they felt, they didn't chop it down. They just pulled it up out of the ground and stuck it on the top of a fucking Kia Sorento.
Oh my god! Okay. You're not even gonna get down a block with that thing. So it's. If I were to come,
that's hilarious.
Pull it out the ground. Y'all strong as shit.
I don't know what they used, but the cops were like, okay, you're saying that you just found this and it was debris, but we see the hole where it was, so. And your neighbor said that the folks said they saw you pull it out the ground, so what's the truth?
They lying. That's what happened. I found it like this. So I decided I was going to pick it up and bring it to the right people so they can figure out what to do with it.
No, sir. Monique, you have any tips on aspiring thieves for any aspiring pole thieves out there?
Unfortunately, that's not my ministry. So,
okay. I mean,
maybe don't steal it. Leave the telephone poles on the ground.
All right, it brings up the question: if you knew you could make about, let's say, $25,000 to $5,000, but you had to do, what would be a crime that you would do?
For $5,000, there isn't much I could probably like sell some drugs for $5,000. That's fair.
Yeah,
you know what? You can get away with it.
I could probably for $5,000. I'd manufacture meth. Sure. Look, based on the area I live, that's something I know I could move. So just ignore me.
Not taking penitentiary chances for $5,000.
Thank you.
That's not enough to make me want to risk my freedom. I'm good.
$5 million.
Oh man, you know what I do?
Right.
Okay, well, 500,000.
500. Oh, I mean, I don't know. Still not enough to disappear on. See, I'm trying. If I do a crime, it gotta be something on like some Ocean's 11 type stuff where ain't nobody gonna find me ever again.
Okay, would you catch a body for $5 million though?
Hell yeah. Oh wait, I would need to set myself up first.
Hell yeah.
I need an advance. I need like $2 million up front. I need something. I need a cash advance so I can set some things up.
Well, yeah, I think if somebody wants you to kill somebody, I don't think they pay you by check for that. Like, I think.
I don't think so. It'd be kind of messed up if they gave you money or they actually had to show up.
Half now, half later. I can't get a half now, half later.
I don't think that's how it works. But
I've never, set anybody up to be killed, so I'm not entirely sure.
What the hell?
I've seen quite a few crime movies where it's like they'll do like a half now, half later, or like a certain percentage up front to secure the deal, and then once you do it, do whatever you're supposed to do, you get the rest. At least that's what I'll stop talking. But yeah, maybe not.
All right. So,
Monique, is it worth it to you for $5 million? I just feel like absolutely not. That's not enough.
I mean, look, if I had to take it, what you do? You get prostitution, but here's what you got to do: you got to have people sign a waiver so you can film it, and then just post it as amateur porn. There you go.
Now, see, I think I would do amateur porn.
See, that's it. You just post it as amateur porn. It's like, hey, no, I'm not making any money.
But that's not illegal though. So I don't know.
Well, the prostitution part is. But you just gotta make sure.
But it's not prostitution if it's amateur porn.
Yeah, see, I always wondered that. Like, I need to ask some questions. Never mind, I'm probably gonna mess around and mess up somebody's game. But anyways, I think that's all we got for little current events going on. B, what you got on the social media, the shenanigans stuff?
Well, let's see. Not so much a shenanigan, but shouts out to Rihanna because she's out here looking amazing and gorgeous and fine and glowing and shit on folks. And then she drops Fenty Beauty, and it is amazing with like 40 shade range and amazing highlighters and lip glosses, and that's a Sephora exclusive, and everyone like lost their minds. It was amazing. And then I get on the internet and I see that Kylie Jenner has dropped some type of whatever ashy ass, brown ass foundation to try to keep up with Rihanna, and it proves that what we've been trying to tell these white people for a long time, like black women will buy beauty products when we don't have an issue with spending our black ass money. Y'all just don't have shit for us. And when you're a company that has some use and are inclusive to us, then we're going to give you our money. We have buying power and dollars just like these white people. And y'all don't want them because you refuse to make anything that we can use. And as soon as Fenty Beauty drops, you see all of these commercials for all of these shades and all this inclusion. These people have never once even like piped up about up until this point. Like, it's just amazing. Now, I'm not going to say there aren't brands that obviously have not had shade ranges for darker women, because I mean, for a very long time, any woman that I knew that wore like foundation that was on the darker side always swore by MAC because they had the largest shade range, especially when it came to black women. NARS has a very good shade range as well, but there were just a few, there's just a few out of so many. So if you weren't fucking with like a black owned beauty business, like you pretty much just didn't have a shade available for you.
Rihanna, woo! Secure that
Yay!
girl.
You right. Them girls is looking magnificent.
You have to be rich as shit now.
Yes, honey. Be out here rich and gorgeous. I'm not mad about it. It gives me hope. I don't even like girls like that, but I'd be gay for Rihanna, so it is what it is.
I don't watch that.
You can't watch nothing. I heard you. You can't watch shit. Calm down. Kayla, get your pervy ass brother.
Oh man.
No,
come on now.
Monique, get your pervy friend. Get your new perv buddy. She's like, no.
She not gonna claim me. She was like, nah, that's on y'all.
Just no, I won't.
But I just wanted to give those congratulations to Rihanna. The other story, and I can't believe that you're this stupid still, that's what we're gonna go with. We're gonna talk about, the Shad Moss, or the Bow Wow, or the Little Bow Wow, or the whatever, I don't know. What is he calling himself?
Now he's supposed to be called Shad Moss.
Oh, so he's just Shad.
Mr. I retired from 106 in Park. He's Shad Moss now, I guess, whatever. I don't know. The actor who starred in such great shows as CSI Cyber. There you go.
Oh, hey, don't forget Lottery Ticket.
Oh, yes, Lottery Ticket and Like Mike. Yes.
Yeah.
Shad's fantastic movies. Well, we about to read Shad's Words of Wisdom. So the Shad Moss got on the IGs as he likes to, and he had some things to tell y'all. So he had a gem for y'all. So I'm gonna read this for you. He says, "I don't want a relationship. They hold you back. I want a best friend I can sleep with, make love to, hustle with, get money with, travel with, shop with, club with, and live life with. I want a partner in crime, a life partner. Someone that I can laugh with and build with. A woman I'm not afraid to lose because I know they'll always be there. Relationships are played, but partnership I'll take." 100 emoji.
He swore he told the truth, though.
Questions, comments, concerns, and go.
I'm gonna throw this over to our guest.
Lily pad.
Like, listen, he described, so what he wants is all the benefits and perks of a relationship without the responsibility. And that's a lot of you niggas out there. That ain't just Bow Wow. That's a lot of these niggas out there.
You know what? I can't even disagree. You're right. I'm just
like, what are you doing, my nigga? Like, that's ridiculous.
But
what you're telling someone is him to put in all the work and do all the stuff that you would do if you were in a relationship, but he doesn't want it. Well, he did say partnership, right?
Yes.
Which,
okay. It's a type of relationship.
That is a type of relationship.
Dickhead. Jesus.
Right, motherfuckers be so done with that. You want to argue semantics and shit. And meanwhile, it's like, nigga, do you like this pussy? Do you want it to continue? Like, listen, nobody has time for the shenanigans. Like, that's ridiculous.
I mean, I would say this, if it's one of those situations, you may have somebody who may not want to make that step, and they say, man, look, we cool where we are.
But there's a difference in saying, I don't want to put a title on what we have, which is some stupid shit, but that's neither here nor there.
You're going to do it either way, so.
That's dumb, but neither here nor there. There's a difference between, I don't need to put a word or clarify a particular relationship, and I just don't want to relate. Like, sir, like, any interaction between you and another person on any prolonged level, especially the shit that you're describing, is a relationship. Like, what part of that isn't?
See, that's why I always say
you don't want a relationship, you want a partnership. So basically, you want some girl to be complacent and do emotional labor for you while you do what?
Okay, I'll ask exactly. Like, what if he don't want anything emotional from you? What if he like, I just want to come through from time to time?
Well, he said he wanted to build and...
You don't get the partnership.
Yeah, you want to build and partner.
Like, we're going to fucking that's it. That's not a partnership.
If that's all he wanted, that didn't require no Instagram post. He's doing that now.
Right. That's a partnership. And we are very ready to do that. The problem is that niggas claim that that's what they want, but then the reality of it hits them, and they're like, oh, wait a minute. Now they want it to be something else. And it's not even really that they want it to be something else. It's that they don't want to see you giving that shit to nobody else.
Yeah.
And that's the bottom line.
That's why I always say, man, relationships shouldn't last longer than 5 years.
What?
They shouldn't last longer than 5 years. I think after 5 years, you got to kind of reevaluate. And after that, y'all just decide if you're going to continue on and move around.
A relationship should constantly be. You said relationship?
Yeah. Like, we not talking about
But basically,
like a committed relationship, y'all should re-up every 5 years.
Yeah. Only reason I say that is here's the thing. It's like I always complacency will kill anything, any type of relationship, friendship, family, etc. But it's very. I use it kind of like it's in sports terms. It's like it ain't nothing like knowing that your position ain't secure that'll help you work harder or make you work harder. So there are situations where dudes be like, "Oh, my girl getting she getting people out everybody else with shit. I better get it together. Let me get out here and get this grind going." Even on the flip side, it's like that. For some reason, there's something in us that makes us do that. So it's like once we know we have you, we like, oh shit, I'm chilling. I'm be cool.
Yeah, niggas are like that. When they think they got you, they don't do shit. And then when they lost you or they fear that they're going to lose you, then they want to pick up the slack.
Yeah,
and
now I got to. Yeah, now I want to work because I got competition.
Well, they could. I mean, but I think to Monique's point, they don't even have to have competition. Like you and this person could just be fucking, and that could be cool. There could be nothing else going on. And the minute you are not completely engrossed in the fact that you are fucking them, then it's a problem. And they're like, well, I don't know what, I don't,
That's not,
no.
No, it's not.
Exactly.
It's not your pussy. Like, no, you not even renting. I'm allowing you to squat here, and now you mad because you want to like buy IKEA furniture together to put, no, we don't know. No.
But is it really just dudes though? I mean, let's be honest. Like, I think that's everybody if you're in a situation where you have a lot of interaction with each other. I mean, think about it just on the sense of even, you got people who don't even want their friends to have other friends. What you mean you got another best friend? You better have another best friend over me. I've heard that. Or all of a sudden,
well, people are not possessions, so there's that for one.
That's true. But when we think of relationship, for some reason, possession of that relationship is the first thing that comes into play. You are my friend. You are my girl. You are my man, etc. You better not,
But you said there were no titles, so I'm not your anything. Because saying I'm your something, you're giving me a title, like you say you possess me. How that can't work? What to the whole no titles thing? I'm not your anything.
Hey, even if it's playtime, think about those selfish with me being on the child. I can account for it. Even the toys I didn't play with, I don't want nobody else touching because that's mine still. Even if I don't show it the attention like I need to, this is how some people operate.
Well, fuck those people. Anyway.
How dare you?
And that's that. Fuck those people.
So, I mean, that's the only thing I would look at, because I think that's what confuses a lot of people. They think if we're doing that on a regular, we got a relationship, we just ain't really said it. Because our action shows that's what it is.
Well, that's the thing about actions and intentions with people and not clarifying things. Like, nobody wants to feel like if we're doing XYZ, if we said up front that XYZ is all we're doing, then you don't get to then backdoor or backtrack and then be like, oh, well, now I feel like we should change the rules of engagement. Like, it doesn't work that way. And unfortunately, with a lot of people, they allow they think
to be that way.
Right. Like, you need to pick a side. Like, you need to pick something. I don't know what you need to do to get your life together. But how shitty of a person do you have to be to feel like you can emotionally manipulate somebody? You can't say that you want one thing from me, and when I give you that, emotionally manipulate me into giving you other things, or guilt me into feeling bad because I don't want the things that you want. Like, folks be out here trying to play Jedi mind tricks with each other. Like, I don't need you to try to mind fuck me. I got enough shit going on trying to play with you. Look, I don't know. Like, I'm not a fucking game of tic-tac-toe. Like, if you want to go play tic-tac-toe, go play with somebody else. Go find you a pot of sand, some chalk, and a goddamn sidewalk. But I'm not the one. Like, don't run up on me with that. Like, that's a lot. Like, people are nuts.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's nothing new. Miss Journalista, what do you say?
No, I agree with both of the ladies. Like, that's real. The thing about it is, like I said, okay, so I'm just using page for my own life, right?
All right.
So you guys been speaking about this dude HDT, right?
Mm-hmm.
So When we met, I told him that I was non-monogamous, that this is what I do, like blah, blah, blah. Plus, he lives in a whole other state. Like, how's that going to work, right?
Right.
And he was like, he said he was with it and everything. Then he came here and spent the weekend. And then, like, not long after that, maybe a couple of weeks after that, it started turning into full court press of it should just be us.
Well,
yeah.
Right.
And it's like,
see y'all jacking these niggas.
Go ahead.
Listen, I know the good baby, but this is not. And so, like, not even to diminish it like that. He's a really nice dude, right? But the thing is, like, you knew what this was when we started it up. And so at first I was kind of like, oh, this is sweet. And then I started thinking about it. I was like, no, this seems a little bit like controlling a little bit. Like, you're trying to control my movements from a whole half across the country away.
I was saying, you in a whole other time zone. You thought.
Yeah. Like, it's just, that's weird. And it's like, you was down with the program and now you want it to be something else.
Of course you want to know why.
Well, I think people are down with the program until they realize what the program is.
Or it's not their program.
Here's how I look at it. I think people, they tell you what you want to hear because they just want to get in the door first. And they're hoping, praying that if I work hard enough, eventually they'll change their mind.
Fuck that. Never saw that.
And that's unfortunate because that's not going to happen over here.
See? And that's real because a lot of times it's like people, okay, yeah, you got people who lie. And then there's other people who are like just straight up front. Hey man, that's not what's going to happen. And then they'll say, okay, yeah, you right. You saying that now, but give it some time. You gonna see things my way.
But that goes back to emotional manipulation, right? Like, I think that's emotionally manipulative. Like, you are telling me what you feel like I want to hear up front. You're getting to know me. You are having me invest my time in getting to know you. And I guess if you want to call it a lie by omission or you not necessarily being upfront with your intentions with me, and then backdooring after we've had whatever relationship transpire to be like, oh, well, you know those things I said in the beginning when I agree with what you said, I didn't really mean that.
Yeah. It's like
that was a lie.
Yeah, it's like telling your job.
Because let's be honest here, it's a lie. Be honest here, it's a lie. Like, yeah, I'm cool with what you have going on. I'm down with the program. Okay, haha, just kidding, not down with the program. Like, really, honestly, this was just a ploy to get you to whatever.
It's a half truth.
Like, it's a lie.
Oh man, people are complex. So even speaking of that, so you said like emotional is like how far should you go? Because that's just like people are manipulative. That's just how it goes. A lot of people are selfish and are really going to do what they feel is best for them. That's how it goes. So kind of going to our conversation that we had on Twitter. Ooh, V, you remember everything verbatim? You know, I slept since then and I drink.
You said I slept since then and I drink. My God, that is horrible. But actually, I may be able to tell you what started this. Okay, yep, I found it. Okay, so check this. A gentleman on Twitter, with the handle @aboogie_, whose, I guess screen name is @boogie with the hoodie. He says, get you a queen with good intentions who will break down your walls and push you to be a better king. And our guest here, Miss Monique, responded and said, sounds fucking exhausting, to be honest. I don't have it in me no more. And I agreed. I was like, right. And it kind of went from there. And we had grown men telling us that, well, black men, I'm not going to say just grown men, black men saying that as women, it's our responsibility to build them up because the world around them is constantly trying to break them down and we should be there for them and we should, push them to be better and help them grow and X, Y, Z. And all I kept thinking to myself is, goddamn, when did I take possession of like a flower garden? Like, am I sharing crops now? Like, what am I doing? Like, what happened? Like, did I become a farmer all of a sudden? Like, what the fuck? Like, I'm not planting anything to watch it bloom. Like, the fuck? Why can't I just go to the store and buy some fucking flowers? Why I gotta grow them shits in my backyard?
But then my thing is, so men, they want us to build them up, this, that, and the third. But then what are you doing for us in return?
Nothing. Not a goddamn thing. Show up with half a bottle of Ciroc and some goddamn...
Fucking everybody on the block.
Right.
Like...
Show up with half a bottle of Ciroc and a fucking hurt they can from a girl that broke up with them in the 6th grade.
Not just that, but then these men, they expect you to take them and create a Build-A-Bear workshop in your fucking living room. Like, you're the one who needs to be put together. They're not going to do that. And they don't want to do that. They want a whole woman, but they want you to accept half and a quarter and a third and all that shit.
See, now, ladies, we can't have the men slander on, because otherwise, no, I don't care. But I can't speak on those dudes. Okay.
Past hour.
Let me see if I can. I guess I'll mansplain, whatever. From what I got from it, I guess what he was just trying to say is that more like I guess support. I don't know what we really meant as far as help you to be better, unless he's talking about just help build with him. He didn't clarify, so I'm just assuming. But I'm assuming he was talking about, hey, be more my backbone than also being an additional stress in the home. I mean, I don't know. I'm just assuming. I mean, I don't know exactly what he was saying, but I mean, now, I can't speak for whack dudes who come out here and ain't got nothing going, and they like, yeah, man, you need to just build with me. And you're like, dog, you've been working on the same plan since like 98, man. What you talking about? So I can't speak on those things.
But they be the main ones with all the mouth. Like,
damn, 98?
Mama's couch.
It's so much.
My life is supporting your dumb ass. They be the ones that have all that stupid shit to say. Them or the black ass nigga that fucks nothing but white girls. It be them too.
Well, and here's the thing about it. Like, I can see his point to an extent. If what his thing was is, I want us to get together and I want us to grow this entity together or build together, blah, blah, like, however you want to put that. That's a completely different thing from, I need to get a woman who has all of her shit together. She got to have a job and a degree and a house and a car and an Xbox One and all the games and a fully stocked bar and all the Jordans for me and no kids and her teeth got to be straight and she got to have veneers and I don't want her to wear weave and then she got to wear makeup but not too much makeup because I might want to put her in the pool and then she can't have no. I mean, it's just like they get insane. Like, they want you to have so many things. Like, nothing can be wrong with you. And if there is, then they are out. Like, they are checked out. They are gone. It is like a trip to Motel 6 with a hooker. They were there and now they're not, and the money is on the nightstand. Like, they're not staying to do any emotional work, but they want you to do all the emotional labor for them, except for, exactly. It's like a trip to Motel 6 with a hooker, except for there's no fucking money when it's over. You're just fucked.
Okay. Monique, you got anything to add to that?
Here's the deal. Everything BJ said, and I've said it before, I've said it on Twitter, it's like there's a double standard. And it's always there. And the way that he even whoever came and said, oh, well, the world is always beating the black man down. Like, the world don't beat black women down.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, fuck out of here with that. So, don't take everything my sister said because that's real. And I'm tired of that shit. And I'm just like, I need to call it out now when I see it.
Okay. Now,
fuck whoever don't like it.
See, now, I'll also speak from the other side. I mean, there have been situations where, and I don't know if it's at the same rate or whatever, but I mean, there's a situation where we have to take on emotional baggage for, some women, bad relationships, maybe some fathers, like mine, she had issues because, like, she grew up without her family, so it's like I had to deal with that and stuff like that. And, I mean, there are other things that some guys do now. They have some who be like, oh, no, you got to be complete before I even talk to you. And like you said, I'm bringing a suitcase and peace. But like I said, I can't really speak on those guys because I don't know those guys. I never met them. At least not in my circle. I'll put it like that. So I get it. And then let's also illustrate this as well. It's like, I think when it comes to a lot of these men, especially black men, it's like we don't really know how to support anybody emotionally. Like, a lot of us don't even know what our emotions are. It's like I don't know. I think I was joking with you the other day. It's like the worst person to go to if you're going through something tough is your homie because he don't know what to tell you.
That's very true.
It is. There's a lack of like emotional intelligence and emotional maturity. Yeah. It's big and widespread out there among men and women too, but a lot of men.
And I'll take myself for example. I think I put myself out there. I was like, I don't know how to love really. I was like, I've gotten it. And maybe I've gotten too much, especially from the women in my family. So it's like I don't really know how to reciprocate that out there because I'm like I don't want to feel. Because I think a lot of guys also try to say, "Oh, I ain't gonna put my emotions out because if I do, she gonna think I'm soft. So I gotta be extremely hard out here."
I was gonna say that because a lot of times, and I've seen. I mean, it was like one of those memes that people put up, but I've seen that a lot of times, boys they're taught to. Not be emotional, don't cry. Like, no one wants to hear that. Suck it up, be a man. That they're taught that growing up. And then once they become adults and it's time to learn how to communicate, they don't know how to or they don't feel comfortable doing it because all their lives they've been told to suck it up. Stop being so emotional, stop crying, stop this, stop that. So that could, I would say, I'm pretty sure that culture part of a lot of men not knowing how to express their emotions, in a healthy way. But still, dog, you got Google. There's therapists. There's too many apps. Like,
hey man, therapist costs. And I'm reading. I don't know what I'm reading.
Google it. Like, honestly, go on Twitter. That's where we all get our information. Nowadays, any fucking way.
Hey, I'll put it like this. You want to know
type in some key search words and figure it out. Like,
you know what I was told about psychology? Oh, man, you must be reading the white books. True story.
They always say if you don't want a nigga to know nothing, put it in the book. They'll never find it.
Oh, Jesus.
God damn.
Jesus. Good God.
People to know certain information, put it in the book. They'll never find it.
Well, one, I think black people are very, very religious as a whole, and so they want to pray everything away, and it's a lot of times, it's a lot of shit you cannot pray away, and that's their favorite thing, to have somebody pray some shit away. They probably need to be seeing somebody about, like, seriously, like, people need professional help for shit, and they want you to pray about it. Like, not to say there's anything wrong with praying, but I just feel like there are some things that I feel like the Lord put therapists here for a reason that some of y'all could probably do with checking some out. That's all I'm saying. I don't think Jesus is going to be mad if you get the proper help, because I just don't know that Jesus is going to be able to provide you with the therapy that you need. And Jesus is not dispensing meds, and some of y'all need some.
Yeah, you're right.
But that's neither here nor there. But I was going to say that I think with Kayla, what you were saying, and I think in addition to what Monique was saying as well, is that a lot of times with men, they don't know how to express themselves. They don't really have that emotional intelligence. And when we were speaking about emotional labor as it goes as far as relationships, that also kind of bleeds over into their relationships that are platonic with women. A lot of times, their platonic women friends end up doing the emotional labor for them as well.
What happens is a lot of dudes trade their mama for their girlfriend, who may soon be their wife.
And the girlfriend's right there wiping ass, washing clothes. Like
that's what happens. And the bad thing is black mamas do everything for their boys. it's
or
rough,
the complete
man.
opposite, and like treat them like the scum of the earth, and it's like, little nigga, figure it out.
Yeah,
figure it out.
It is crazy.
I don't know.
It is because I was
like,
good.
Black families raise their daughters and they love their sons.
Yep.
I mean, and that's not, I mean, and obviously there are outliers there. That's not always the case for a lot of people, but that is the case for the vast majority of black families. When it comes to the way they raise black boys and the way they raise black girls, it is very different. Like, black women, we are raised. We are taught to keep your legs closed and don't be out and don't do this and don't do that and you act this way and this because of this, and boys are pretty much given free reign. Like, go do what you want, stay out late, whatever, do whatever you want.
If only I had those parents. That would be awesome.
You say that, and maybe it's not the staying out late, and maybe it's not the staying out late part, but I mean, how many of our listeners or people in general, I bet if we just asked on Twitter, like how many of them have brothers that they've had to fix plates for, or they did household chores like laundry and cleanup, but they, their brother just had to mow the lawn or do nothing at all.
Well, let's ask all our, followers or any listeners to this, go ahead and answer that question. Have you, if you're a lady, are there situations where you had to kind of be the pseudo mom to your older or younger brothers? Dudes, were you raised like me to where it's like, nah, be all that's on you? Like I said, I was on the child too. That sucked. I was put on time scales and everything. These clothes better be folded before I get home. But why? I can get it done. Nope, they better be done when I get home. Damn, all right, cool. Well.
That's because your mom wasn't trying to raise no ain't shit nigga.
You're right. I remember one time I walked in the house at 3:00 in the morning. I swore she was about to come to me with a.
But once again, your mother was trying to raise you instead of just loving you and letting you do whatever the fuck you wanted to. And far too many of our men get coddled by their mothers, and then they, like you said, expect a woman to treat them like their mother did.
Yeah. Facts. I can't argue that.
Monique, what you got?
Like for a topic or just?
You look like you wanted to jump in.
Yeah, you put the camera and everything back.
So up. I mean, I feel like this. I did. I took it off before, but I did. I had to give y'all my looks. Like, here's the deal. Like, I feel like, and I've expressed recently that I'm really like, I'm just tired of that shit. Like, it's exhausting work to, like, the whole mothering thing, all of that. I just don't want that no more. Like, it just comes at too great of an emotional cost, right? And there's very little. And so that's what makes it undesirable, because it would be different if I put all this into you and then I got some big reward out of it. But most times you do that shit with a nigga, you just made him better for the next bitch. And that's it's like, you know what I'm saying? And so that's tiring. Nobody wants to do that. And so it's like, okay. So I just feel like that makes me more often than not choose to just not. Like, if we could put it on just being some fuck shit, then let's do that. We can fuck. But if you're going to try to turn it into, oh, I like you now and all this kind of shit, and I see that your ass ain't ready, then we can't do this. Because I don't have kids on purpose.
Ain't nobody running the HGTV. Nobody's out here trying to fix up old houses. Y'all love to come to folks with crumbling foundation and rusty ass pipes.
Now let's also
and nothing else.
Let's go and put this out there too, because you got some ladies who love the idea that they can build you into
fixer upper.
Yes, and all of a sudden you to go from a shack to a mansion. They like, I did that.
That's delusional.
Okay, and then he leaves.
Yeah, basically
right,
all you did was basically make him. Hey man, I said that before. I said all you did was make him marketable to other women.
That's so right. The whole world.
It is, man.
But I think the takeaway from that is, why would you want somebody that you have to fix?
Right.
And if you go out into the dating world or relationships and you inherently are searching out people that you feel like you need to fix, like they are not acceptable the way that they are, to where you have to give them a complete overhaul, much like an old ass house, then right. What does that say about you? Like, you need to explore what about you makes you want to go out and try to fix someone that you say you care about. If we're talking about loving people, shouldn't you love the person that they are? Like, should you be wanting to change them like that?
I think that, we talked about it. That potential is more intriguing than the actual. So a lot of people always get on this potential thing, like you a high school prospect coming out and being recruited to a college, and it's like, oh yeah, they could potentially be the best thing ever if I could just get them right. And I don't know what it is, but it's like we've been kind of taught that, hey man, if you can build somebody up, man, it says more about you than them.
But at what age, like I asked you, like at what age do you stop wanting people, like, at what point do you stop dating for potential? Like, at what age do you get to stop and be like, look, I really can't do this with you?
No. Let's see, Monique. What do you say? What age does potential become just another something else? Like it's not important anymore.
Meaning, like, at what age do I decide it's not worth it for me to explore your potential, or
pretty much. At what age do you stop being like, okay, he has potential. I can see what this is about.
All right, this nigga ain't shit, so let me just accept that.
Well, I get to this nigga ain't shit real quick. Like, I don't really put an age limit on it because the other side of that is that we all kind of like mature differently, right?
Yes.
And, people grow at different stages. So I try not to be ageist in that. But at the same time, though, there's usually you can tell the difference between somebody who's actually working for their potential and a motherfucker who's just going to permanently not be shit.
Yeah.
And I think that's the distinction.
Valid.
Man. I mean,
valid.
There's a lot going on, man. It's like relationships are complex. Half of us don't really. I don't know, man. It's kind of hard because it's like there's no textbook for it. You can't read up something and say, okay, this is the picture perfect relationship. So a lot of us kind of go, play it by ear. But there is a situation where, for instance, like you said, emotional baggage and carrying all that, damn that shit. After a while, you gotta say, look, bro, I ain't doing that. If I don't fit your criteria, okay, shame on you. I'm sorry. That's what I say.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Like, if you're not actively working to be better or work on the things that you need to work on to reach your full potential, like when you feel like, what is the point here? Like, obviously, everybody works at their own pace, but if you are not doing any of the work, then what is the point? Like, why would I care about your potential if I know you're never going to live up to it?
Because if you just give me another shot, I know I messed up for the 100th time, but I'm telling you, I changed.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh Lord, that sounds like my ex. Sounds a lot like my ex-husband, and I don't know.
Did that sound too familiar?
I'm quiet. I don't know nothing about that. I'm asleep.
Oh man.
I'm asleep. I'm asleep. Sorry, I don't know about that.
Oh man, y'all let us know what y'all think about this. Is there a point where you say, okay, yeah, potential don't mean nothing? Is there a point where you say, I'm not carrying your emotional baggage, you on your own with that player? Y'all go ahead and comment down below. Let us know what's up. It's a free zone. Y'all be respectful. That's all I think I'll say. So, last thing is, Kayla, we're going to close out with your stuff. So, you had a couple of questions you want to shoot out there, right?
Sure. Well, I'll skip over one question because I feel like we kind of touched on that with our discussion. But to lighten up the mood, switching gears, now I did post this question. Well, I took it from, I'll cite my source. I did take it from the Shade Room's post on Instagram because the Shade Room is funny as hell. But the question was, which game is most likely to end in a fight? And the options are dice, spades, dominoes, or Uno. Now, I did take a poll on Twitter, and 54% of the voters said spades.
Spades,
now,
okay.
Now, I personally agree with spades because I've seen siblings and cousins and close relatives fight each other like two strangers on the street over a game of spades. So, I agree. But, now, I did get a couple of responses, and people responding to the tweet, and quite a few people were saying, what was it? Dice. Which is valid. Very valid. And then I had a couple younger people, though, like people that are younger than me, they were saying Uno. And it's kind of like, y'all know what y'all talking about.
Hey, man, Little Washington got shot in the leg for a game of dice.
Yeah, you have to be a certain kind of gangster to shoot dice. Like, undoubtedly, like all those other games, it might be some loud arguments, but dice, niggas is gonna fight.
Yeah.
It's really money too. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, a motherfucker's gonna be in their feelings, you cheating, I don't know what you did, I saw you hit it with your shoe, whatever the fuck, somebody getting stabbed at a dice game.
Yes. especially somebody grab your dice, say, nah, that roll don't count. It's like, yeah, okay, look, I ain't gonna lie. I remember in college, that's when I learned how to play CeeLo, so we was playing with 3 dice. That was weird, but I would say dice if it's getting like really, really bad, like niggas about to get stabbed or shot. Yeah, dice.
Yeah,
I agree. I just any function that you go to and people are for real playing dice with money, like if you came in heels or you came in your good clothes, like you need to go to the trunk supply and see if you maybe got some low sneakers or what you can do. Maybe you need to sit by the exit. I don't know. But I'm just saying any function I've ever been to where niggas was playing dice for money, the function ended early because some folks fought or shot. Like I can 100% say that every time something has happened. Like people get crazy about money. If people get crazy about their money, they get in their feelings because they lost their money, whatever.
And I was supposed to be taking out the trash, and now I gotta go explain to my old lady why I can't pay rent this month. Yeah.
right.
Listen, I don't know. Now if y'all young people are out there playing Uno for cash, tell us about it. I need to know the rules, or is that per hand, or what y'all doing?
Yeah, I never played Uno per hand, but I mean, I just seen tables get flipped because you about the Uno, and then all of a sudden a couple draw fours come out.
Them draw fours, you like, what the fuck, bitch?
Especially if you playing doubles.
I only have one more card. Why would you do that? You're a fucking hater. I talked about shit over Uno.
But if the point is for me to win, why would I let you win? Like what?
Because
but it's like all these people sitting here.
That's strategy.
Why are you clocking my shit? Like,
we clocking your shit because we don't want you to win. What the fuck? What you mean? Everybody clocking your shit, but I gotta clock everybody at the table shit, so I win.
Nah, man.
You gonna target me? You could have targeted anybody. You got like 10 cards in your hand. You could have.
You got one card left. The person with one card left is about to win, so that's who gets to draw for.
Like, what you mean?
Y'all fighting over strategy. What is wrong?
Like,
hell yeah, I'm fighting over strategy. Strategize with somebody else.
That means you been.
Oh God.
Yeah, see, good.
Party down.
See?
Get the hell about my house.
Yeah, see, there you go. That's his example right here. You've been holding that draw for the whole time, just for this moment. See, and Kayla's just gave an example of how that.
And now kicked everybody the hell out. Give me my damn card back.
Now I picture Kayla flipping the table. Now nobody gonna win. Now what?
Now I have heard of people getting pissed off over spades. Now I will say that now the older people, when it comes to a spades game like that, they sandbagging and reneging this stuff. Like it gets heated. Like I could see that. Like not come to shooting, but I have seen some people get into some yelling matches behind spades games. Like it gets very ugly. Y'all don't. For whatever reason, I think spades just brings out the worst in everybody.
It really does. I don't even know. Like I get the concept,
but I don't really play that well either.
Yeah, and I'm telling people, I'm like, look, I don't want to play because I don't want to embarrass nobody because y'all do too much. Like I can't.
Exactly. I don't want you mad at me because we lost. So.
Cards and shit. I don't know how to do all that. So no.
Yeah, see,
if we're playing for recreation, we can play. But if we're playing dead serious, no, I'll watch.
See, I thought I was the only one. Because I was like, I don't know how to play spades at all. Like, I know people have tried teaching me, but I just never grasped it. So, I've seen people play it.
You just have to watch it a lot. It's not, like I said, I get the concept of it, but some of the strategies, it's like, I don't care enough. Like, it's a fucking card game. I'm not, it's like, you have to, like, pay attention to, like, probability and, like, all that. But then if you're counting cards and shit, that's considered cheating. It's too much. Let's just play Uno. Yeah. That's the question. I'll kick you out of my house.
Damn. See, they should have put Mario Kart or something on that list. But nah, I'm sorry.
You would look here, nerd. I'm kidding.
You right.
Mario Kart is everything. I'm really fucking with you.
But so we agree with everybody else. Dice. No. Hold up. They said what's the follow?
They said the poll said 54% people in the poll said spades. But quite a few people who commented did say that dice was the one. So I would say dice and spades were like the top two.
Okay. I think the consensus here is dice for the most part.
Yeah, dice.
Now, y'all go ahead and comment. Is it dice, spades, Uno, or dominoes? I don't know if I ever met anybody under the age of 50 fight over dominoes.
I've only seen like really, really old people fight over. But old people, their arguments don't be shit because somebody's teeth fall out, somebody's comes up underneath and they fall over. Then like the shift or the focus of the event like completely changes. So
because Peepaw broke his hip trying to get mad about dominoes. Now the whole family reunion is over.
Right, pretty much. Yeah, I've seen like old people. I've seen a couple jailbirds play dominoes, but jailbirds. Oh, I can't remember the name of that game that a lot of jailbirds play. But old folks.
Jailbird.
Wait, there's another game you can play with dominoes.
It's a card game. I forget the name of it. It's another game. Tonk. Well, no, that's not jailbird. But Tonk, I've seen people get wild over Tonk too. But not everybody knows about
Bid Whist. Tonk and Bid Whist. My grandma loved Bid Whist, and she would push you out behind Bid Whist.
Yeah, Tonk. I've seen people get a little buck over Tonk. I don't know how to play it though, but I've seen people go buck wild over it.
Now, only other game I can say people get amped up over is Monopoly. Matter of fact, to this day, I've never finished a game of Monopoly.
Because everybody gets mad and it takes forever to play and
yeah, people be quitting and shit, or they get tired of being the banker.
Like who want to play who wants to be stuck somewhere playing a game for 3 hours?
Right. Niggas terrible money management.
I guess that'd be one thing. So what's one game y'all said that should have been on this list that wasn't? Monique?
2K.
Are you fighting people over 2K?
Hell yeah. If I'm playing with you, you on my team, you making us lose, you ain't pulling your weight, you get cussed out after we play these niggas. Like, that's ridiculous. Why you even
That is true.
be practicing? What's going on? Nah.
Okay.
That's where I feel that way about Call of Duty. We on the team together and you out here for, okay, so you just gonna get a shot? Okay. That's cool. See what it's gonna be.
I can see that. Although, Kayla, what do you say?
I say Tonk. Because I've seen a couple. I had a boyfriend that was from Maryland. His grandmother used to cuss him out faithfully playing that game. I used to be like, oh my gosh, your grandma's mouth is terrible.
Oh my God, you're not gonna call that man grandma mouth terrible like that. That don't even sound okay.
Her mouth is awful when they play Tonk. I'm like, I'm not learning how to play this game. I don't have time.
Hey man, she got
put the Tonk part on there.
Oh man, that's what's up, man. We appreciate. So y'all comment below, man. What game do you choose, and what game should be on here that will actually cause an issue? So I guess y'all hit us up in the comments and let us know what's up on that. Oh man, so Monique, any new things coming up? Any new projects, events, anything that's going on in your area? Go ahead and plug everything you got going.
So I'm about to start a podcast, right?
Oh, it's official, right?
I saw that tweet and I voted. And of course I voted.
So did I. Said yes.
See, I missed the vote, but I shared it.
People have been wanting to do it for a long time. So I was like, you know what? Let me go on ahead and do this. So I'm going to do it.
What? Well,
all right.
That's it.
Well, tell everybody again where they can find you.
Again, so I'm at the Journalista on every social network. And then you can read my writing every day at theroot.com. And that's it. And thejournalista.com. There you go.
Whoop.
All right, man. Look, Choppin and Q's trying to get big out here. We got celebrities coming through and everything. And Kayla's here too. But now I'm sorry, Kayla.
We got people with verified Twitters. Hey.
Rich.
Yes.
Oh, man. So I guess we'll also go around. Kayla, go ahead and tell everybody where they can reach you again. Then B. No, matter of fact, I'm gonna go and then B. You close this out.
Sure. Kayla, okay. Kayla, where can they find you?
So on Twitter and Snapchat, I'm vitamin_KAI. Instagram, I'm _Killa_KAI. And then on Facebook, if you can keep it PG, because my mom stalks my shit on Facebook. You can add me. My name is Killa King, and first name spelled Kailah.
All right, and for everybody who wants to follow me in my shenanigans, I am _Q_D_great. That is on Instagram as well as on Twitter, and you can also just follow me on Facebook. It's just Quentin Simpson. Also, make sure to follow Talking 30 Radio Show. That'll be Talking 30 or Talking _30 on Instagram as well as on Facebook. I mean, not Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. Facebook is just Talking 30 Radio Show. And make sure to follow the TCD Media Network. That's right, the network that we have here where we try to put all the podcasts that we can. We are working with a lot of dope podcasts, the Second Shift Podcast, this podcast, Talking 30. Backlog is on there as well. We got some more that's going to come up pretty soon. And you can follow that on the Spreaker.com/The Critical Dump. Or just go ahead, go to Spreaker.com, put it in the search bar, the TCD Media Network. It will pop up. And other than that, the pod panel, make sure to follow the pod panel with myself, John Salvatore from the John Effect Podcast, Miss Jackie. Let's see, we got so many people. We got my man from Carefree Black Nerd Podcast. We got Andrew Westmore.
Trilificent.
There we go. I was going to say, I don't want to butcher this man's name, but yes, he's on there as well. Let's see, other than that, I think I covered everything this time. I think so. All right, V, take us out.
I think you're getting better at this. I think you did cover it. So pretty good. But yeah, I am BJ_Burton, BURTON on Twitter and on IG. On Snapchat, it is Meek B, MIQUEB, no spaces. That's where you can find me. I don't have Facebook because I'm tired of y'all's bullshit. So there's that. Facebook is not fun. Facebook is where your dreams go to die. So yeah, there's that. So other than that, I want to thank our guest, Monique Judge, for being with us and putting up with our, technical difficulties and bullshit today. Yay! I know we are.
I see you want to throw that low-K shade. It's all good, though. You know what? I have problems today. Y'all supposed to love me.
Quentin wants us to do his emotional labor because he was wrong, but
That's right.
But we're not going to talk about that because the show is over. So again, you guys, thank you for being with us in the building for another prolonged episode about a lot of things. And until next time, we're out.